There's no time for us. There's no place for us.
Semi-final that felt more like a cinematic showdown than a talent competition. Mickey Callisto, yes, the same flamboyant firecracker who stunned the BGT stage with his vintage 80s vibes in the audition round, returned to chase destiny once again. Clad in a glimmering outfit that screamed Mercury meets modern icon, Mickey walked onto the stage carrying not just hopes, but the weight of expectations from millions who had replayed his audition performance more times than their own breakup tapes. With his signature synth-pop edge, larger-than-life presence, and that unforgettable mix of theatrical camp and emotional depth, Mickey had quickly become a symbol of bold individuality and raw authenticity. His audition performance had gone viral faster than bad relationship advice on TikTok, and by the time the semifinals rolled around, every forum and fan page was buzzing with one question: could Mickey do it again, or had he peaked too soon? But what no one saw coming was just how far Mickey would go to break free, both musically and emotionally. What unfolded on stage wasn't just a performance, it was a declaration. Don't forget to hit that like button if you believe Mickey's journey is just heating up. When it was revealed that Mickey Callisto would tackle Queen's legendary anthem, I Want to Break Free, jaws dropped across the BGT fandom. This wasn't just any song, it was a sacred relic of rock, a vocal Everest, and an emotional grenade rolled into one. Choosing a track immortalized by Freddie Mercury is a move most would label career damnation, not strategy. But Mickey, he didn't flinch. Known for his fearless decisions and flair for melodrama, Mickey embraced the risk, fully aware that one flat note or misstep in tone could trigger a backlash fiercer than a Twitter breakup thread. Yet this wasn't a karaoke stunt or a mere homage, it was personal. The song, a freedom cry for self-expression and identity, mirrored Mickey's own public struggles as an artist, often misunderstood by traditional industry norms. Fans were split. Some hailed the choice as revolutionary, while others whispered that he was playing with fire. But as Mickey stood alone under the spotlight, his silhouette framed in violet haze, one thing became clear: this wasn't just a performance, it was a confrontation with fear. And when he sang that first verse, it was like the air changed. Behind the glitz of the stage and the shimmer of Mickey's sequined blazer, a different story had been playing out, one full of doubt, emotion, and whispered panic. According to insider sources close to the production, Mickey's rehearsals were far from smooth sailing. In fact, words like meltdown and near walkout were tossed around like confetti. Staffers whispered of vocal struggles, performance block, and even a last-minute song arrangement change that sent the sound team into a frenzy. One crew member claimed they saw Mickey alone in a corner, staring at his reflection and whispering lyrics to himself like a man about to jump off an emotional cliff. The pressure of living up to his viral reputation, mixed with the symbolic weight of singing a Queen classic, seemed to be crushing. But in a twist worthy of a backstage documentary, something shifted the moment before showtime. Rumors say a quiet pep talk from a family member and a last glance at an old photo tucked in Mickey's jacket reignited his fire. What happened next would silence every doubt. There are moments in television when the air thickens, when time slows, and the audience collectively forgets to breathe. Mickey Callisto's first note in the semifinal was one of those moments. The instant he opened his mouth, every voice in the studio fell silent, every scrolling thumb paused, and even Simon Cowell seemed momentarily stunned into stillness. There were no flashy gimmicks, no backup dancers doing the tick-tock shuffle, just Mickey, a mic, and enough raw presence to fill a stadium. His tone was haunting, his eyes locked onto the crowd with the intensity of someone unburdening their soul. But the moment that truly stole the air came halfway through, when Mickey, mid-verse, stripped away all pretense, letting a tremor in his voice and tears in his eyes speak louder than any crescendo. The glamour peeled back to reveal a performer who wasn't just singing, but pleading. This wasn't Mickey channeling Freddie Mercury. This was Mickey breaking free from himself. Just when everyone thought Mickey had delivered his knockout punch, he did something even more unexpected. He let go of the performance entirely. Halfway through the song, the lights dimmed further, and the backing track faded into near silence, leaving only his voice and a soft piano echo. Gone were the grand hand gestures and choreographed footwork. Instead, Mickey stood still, clutching the mic, as if it were the only thing anchoring him to earth. His voice cracked, not out of weakness, but out of something deeper, vulnerability. It was as if the song had become a vessel for everything he had been bottling up. Identity struggles, past heartbreaks, industry rejections, all bleeding into the lyrics. The flamboyant showman had disappeared, replaced by someone fragile yet fiercely authentic. The audience didn't just watch, they felt. And in that silence, where even the judges forgot to breathe, Mickey's truth rang louder than any high note could. What began as a performance had transformed into a cry for liberation. Rarely do we see the Britain's Got Talent panel genuinely at a loss for words, but Mickey Callisto managed to do just that. As he held the final note of I Want to Break Free, Amanda clutched her heart, visibly emotional. Alessia Dixon, usually composed, whispered unbelievable under her breath while dabbing her eyes. Bruno Tonioli couldn't contain himself. He was on his feet before the final chorus, arms wide, shaking his head in disbelief. The biggest surprise came from Simon Cowell, whose infamous poker face cracked into something softer, perhaps even moved. The crowd had already erupted into a standing ovation before the final piano key faded. It was more than applause, it was release. Yet behind that thunderous response was a quiet awe. This wasn't a moment manufactured by TV producers or voting gimmicks. It was something rare, something painfully human. But even applause this loud couldn't drown out what happened next. Online. Within minutes of Mickey's performance airing, social media platforms exploded like they'd just witnessed a pop culture meteor strike. The hashtag #MickeyBreaksFree trended globally, with fans hailing the performance as iconic, career-defining, and a BGT moment for the ages. Yet as with any emotional high, there came the backlash. Some users accused Mickey of emotional manipulation, arguing that the stripped-back moment was calculated to win sympathy votes. Others questioned whether BGT, as a family show, should air something so emotionally raw, fearing it might be too intense for younger viewers. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that producers had debated editing parts of the performance for the broadcast, though ITV quickly denied any censorship. Still, the polarizing chatter only amplified Mickey's mystique. Love him or critique him, the internet couldn't look away. But nothing prepared fans for what Mickey revealed behind the curtain. Moments after exiting the stage, still teary-eyed and breathless, Mickey Callisto gave a raw backstage interview that flipped the night on its head. That wasn't about a performance, he confessed, that was therapy. In one candid moment, Mickey opened up about years of battling identity confusion, industry rejection, and the crushing expectations that come with being labeled different. He revealed that the choice to sing, I Want to Break Free, wasn't random, it was deeply personal. A tribute not just to Freddie Mercury, but to every part of himself he had hidden away out of fear. Perhaps the most gut-wrenching line of the night didn't come on stage, but behind it. This wasn't me trying to win. This was me trying to survive. It was a confession that humanized him beyond the stage persona, and it instantly reframed how viewers saw his performance. With one sentence, Mickey didn't just break free, he made sure no one would ever put him in a box again.